Hello and welcome back to our playthrough of Gloomhaven 2nd Edition. I'm Emerging Boat, and today we're going to be doing Scenario 62 Alchemy Lab, which will be, I think, the final scenario for Clarissa, aka the Silent Knife. So we're going to be having our first retirement soon, but not quite yet. We are coming back to Gloomhaven now, so we need to do a city event. Here, events, draw, city events, pull this up in Foreteller.
Down an alley shortcut, you come across an unusual addition. A Valrath, bound and gagged, lying by the side of the road. You roll him onto his side, and his frantic eyes confirm he's still alive. A note strapped to his chest in excellent handwriting reads,
"To the town guards. This man was apprehended removing jewelry from nearby homes. Govern him accordingly. By the verdant light of the scarab, the green carapace."
You see a pair of guards patrolling down the alley in your direction, but it doesn't seem like they've spotted you in the dark yet. The bound man's guttural groans suggest he's trying to say something. You pull down the gag, and he wastes no time.
That crazed vigilante got me all wrong. You've got to let me go. Listen, you're like me, right? Just trying to get by in this city? I can help you. I've got jewelry. Magic jewelry. You untie me and I'll tell you where it is. It's all yours.
Option A, untie the man. Option B, shout for the guards.
Oh, it's the green carapace. Okay. Option A, untie the man. Option B, shout for the guards. I'm going to shout for the guards here. It feels like the right thing to do. I don't know if there's going to be consequences for A, so we'll just go with option B. You little goody two-shoes. Is that the phrase? You alert the passing patrol and they quickly apprehend the criminal. Another one by the green carapace, third this week. Don't know when this guy has time to sleep. The other guard answers quickly. They're a harrower. I don't think they need to sleep. Tell you what, though, I appreciate their help. Somebody needs to smack some sense into these thieves. There's a small bounty for the criminal, and it doesn't look like the green carapace is going to show up to collect it. The guards hand it over to you in thanks. Gain 10 collective gold and gain 1 military reputation. Let's see, if we went with the other option, we could have gotten the moon earring. Oh man, that'd be nice to have this early in the campaign. Dang, that's a shame we missed out on that, but it's nice to get the gold and reputation. I mean, the reputation is more important. Collected 10 gold is not much. All right, let me collect these. I gave the gold to Dwayne since he had the least amount of money. All right, what's next? We have a few level ups to do. We have to level up our Silent Knife, our Cragheart, and our Satha. So we'll start with Clarissa, who is leveling up to 6. At level 6, her 2 card choices are, on the left we have Cold the Weak. The top action is an attack 5, and it says add +1 attack and gain advantage and an experience if the target is a normal monster. This goes at initiative 62. And the bottom action is attack 2, target 2 enemies whose current hit point value is 2 or less at range 2, and then do a loot 2. The second card, Dance of Daggers, the top action is a loss. It's a round loss, and it says negate the damage and added effects of all attacks targeting you this round. Then immediately after each attack ability targeting you this round, gain 1 experience and perform attack 2, target the enemy that attacked you. Then the bottom action is move 4 and then gain advantage in all your attacks this round, and that's all done at initiative 3. Both of these cards are interesting, and I'd be interested in playing with both of them. Call the Weak, the top, at first I feel like doesn't seem that great compared to some of the other cards that she already has as some of the other top actions, but it is probably her most flexible, like attack 5, attack 6 that she has, because it just has to be a normal monster. It doesn't have to be adjacent to one of her allies, doesn't have to be adjacent to none of its allies. It's just attack 6, gain an advantage and experience if it's a normal monster. Oftentimes the Silent Knife is trying to, at least in the build that I've been doing, trying to just kill off single target individual enemies, and this is like a decent chance of just killing, especially because of her attack modifier deck. You're probably going to be drawing maybe a +1 or +2, so that's because you should easily go up to an attack 7 or 8. So it is a powerful non-loss attack on the top there. On the bottom, I don't have a good feel for how powerful that first ability is. It seems like it could be good, although it seems very situational. But in the cases where it is useful, like that's fantastic. You could potentially just kill off 2 enemies that you don't have to longer worry about. Range 2 is a little low. And I think it's still a ranged attack technically. So like if you were adjacent to this enemy, then I think you'd get disadvantage. Although, yeah, because it doesn't say within 2 hexes. It says range 2. So, but a bottom non-loss loot 2 is pretty wild. The other card, Dance of Daggers, is definitely more for the ranged build. That bottom ability of move 4 and then gain advantage on all your attacks this round. At this point, if you're going full in on the ranged build, you have a lot of abilities that can give you multi-target attacks, especially 1 or 2 levels ago where you could get the attack 2, target 3, range 3. Or if you pair this with the top of hidden daggers towards the end of a scenario, you're now getting, and then if you have a power potion, you're now getting attack 3, like 5 attack 3 at advantage without having to rely on an ally to give you advantage. That's pretty great. Initiative 3 will beat almost any enemy ability card. So you already have a bunch of early initiatives, so I don't know how attractive that initiative is at this point. But the top of Dance of Daggers is also a really cool loss. And since this is my last scenario with the Silent Knife, I'm actually probably going to take top of Dance of Daggers just because I'm kind of interested in seeing how that loss is. I was reading the scenario, and I don't know how many monsters I'm actually going to be killing in this scenario. So I think having a card like this where it's a decent sized move, but also a top action that allows me to just ignore damage, that's pretty great. So I'm going to take that one solely because like I am towards the end of my retirement with the Silent Knife. If I was going to be sticking around longer and continuing with like the melee single target build, I would be taking Call the Weak. For her perk, I will replace 1+0 card with a +2 card. I will donate to the Sanctuary. And I am going to buy an Amulet of Life. Because I think there's going to be a lot of enemies with poison in this scenario, so it would be nice to have something to be able to just quickly remove poison. Then we're done with Clarissa. Raphael, I don't think I want to do anything with you. No level up, no perk. I have plenty of gold and I could spend it on just some cheap enhancements for you, but I think I'm going to wait and maybe try to get like one more really nice enhancement. And then like when I'm ready to retire, I'll get like a really cheap enhancement at some point. But I will do a donation now, and I think that's all we're going to do. Next up, we have Dwayne, who does need to level up, also leveling up to level 6. Take a look at our card choices here. On the left, we have Cataclysm. The top is a loss action. It's a melee loss. It's attack 4, immobilize. If you consume Leaf, you get +2 attack and an experience to make an attack 6 immobilize. And it's basically a pattern of the wave 3 in front of you and then the wave 3 in front of that. The bottom is a non-loss move 3. If you consume Earth, then you get another +3 movement and an experience. So you get a move 6 if Earth is available. And then you re-infuse Earth. And that is all done at initiative 26. Then the second option on the right is Dig Pit. The top action is push 2 at range 1, then create 1 2 damage stun trap in an adjacent empty hex, then create 1 hex obstacle tile in an empty hex adjacent to the created trap. And the bottom is a heal 3 at range 3. If you consume the Earth, then you have +1 target and you get an experience, and that's all at initiative 88. I'm a little underwhelmed here with these cards, considering my role. I don't know, like I think if I were to continue leaning into the role that I have, in theory, Dig Pit would probably be the card that I should take, because it allows me to create more obstacles. I get some extra utility out of that healing. Like being able to do heal 3 on 2 targets is pretty nice, especially as a bottom action. Like, once I'm already kind of into a room and we're settled in and we are starting to pick off enemies, that could be an excellent card to have. The top is just what like kind of holds it back for me. It feels like you really need to do a lot of setup for this. I can definitely see the potential for, you know, if Cragheart is entering a room and then he puts down a stun trap near the door and then puts a hex or like an obstacle near that, you know, you could potentially set it up so that an enemy has to walk through that trap to be able to attack you. So this could be an excellent room opening card. But in the middle of a room, like, I don't know. I mean, we could definitely set it up fairly easily with Mindthief, where Cragheart is able to just set the stun trap down, and then Mindthief just walks an enemy right into that stun trap. Like, that could be a great combination. But especially in a party of 4, if you are having, you know, 2 characters focus on trying to get 1 enemy stunned, that feels very inefficient. And 2 damage, yeah, okay, like 2 damage stun, not bad, but I don't know, at level 6, I would like to be, I feel like I'm gonna have to do too much to try to make the top of Dig Pit work for me. But maybe I'm just not seeing a good use for it. Maybe there are excellent uses for it and I'm just not smart enough to be able to think about like, oh, how would this actually look in a scenario? Maybe there's some great combinations you can really set up here that does lead to actually really good action economy. Cataclysm, on the other hand, is just for a smooth brain like me, feels like a very easy thing to use. I'm not really a melee Cragheart, but there have been, I mean, last scenario was a great situation where like I would have loved to have that top loss. I mean, doing an attack 6 on all those forest imps that were all piled up right in front of me, that would have been absolutely fantastic. And until I get to that point, until I'm ready to use that top loss action, being able to have that bottom move, like you should probably be using that movement for a move 6. Getting a move 6 with Cragheart is absolutely crazy, and pair that off with you also re-infuse Earth. It's a great way to like have a card where you're saying, okay, I had Earth ready for this round. I'm not ready to use it yet for an attack, but I want to use it. Like you're basically just giving yourself the ability to use it next round. Like having the ability to infuse Earth as a bottom action is just fantastic. I love that, infusing elements on bottom cards. I will be taking Cataclysm here. The initiative 26 is also very nice because that's on the low side for Cragheart. Okay. I'm actually going to start taking some of these perks for replace a +0 card with a +1, create one hex obstacle. I don't know that I care so much about having that obstacle generation, but having, like, this is a rolling modifier card, so replacing +0 with +1 rolling, that feels like a good way to be able to start really boosting Cragheart's damage here. I will have him donate 10 gold to the Sanctuary as well. That's basically the 10 gold we just got from that city event. And then we will move along. And go to Satha last, who has a level up as well. She leveled from 3 to 4. And for her cards, we have Northern Valor on the left. This is a top action of attack 3 and then add +1 attack for each adjacent enemy and infuse ice. The bottom action is heal 8, this is all a loss, heal 8, self, and strengthen. And then if your current hit point value is equal to your maximum, gain ward. Otherwise, add +3 attack to your next attack this turn. You get 2 experience for doing that, and that is initiative 84. The second card, Strike Now, has a top action of attack 3, and then one ally who has strengthened may immediately play 1 card from their hand and perform the top or bottom action of the card. If they do, gain 1 experience. The bottom action is attack 2, pierce 2, infuse ice, and this is all done at initiative 52. These are both very enticing cards, to be honest. The top of Northern Valor, attack 3, add +1 attack for each adjacent enemy. Like in general, you're probably going to want to be next to it at least 2 enemies for it to really make it like stand out. You know, 2 to 3 enemies. If you could somehow get next to 4 enemies and pop this off and do an attack, a non-loss attack 7 and infuse ice, that's pretty wild. But like in general, I'd probably think of this more as like a non-loss attack 5, attack 6. And the bottom plays pretty well into how the playstyle of the top would be, because if you're in the top, then you're probably doing like the get behind me build, the shield build, potentially maybe, but like you're going to be trying to get more in the front lines in general. So you can be adjacent to more enemies, which means you're probably going to be taking more damage. So then that adds to the value of that bottom loss action of being able to heal self, strengthen, and then, if you didn't get the full value out of that heal and you're at maximum health, if you put yourself at the max health, then you get ward additionally in that heal. Otherwise, you get to add 3 attack, which is nice because if you didn't get all the way up to max health because of that heal, you probably have a lot of enemies in the room where you're probably taking a lot of damage. You're a little bit more like critical mode, like just deal damage. That could turn, some other attack into like an attack 8, attack 9, and you're strengthened. So it's a really nice oh shit button. Strike Now, on the other hand, is similar to, what's the card that we have? Spur Their Spirits, except the top gives you your own attack as well. So you're doing a little bit more than just healing and warding. Like, I love that heal and ward, but also being able to do an attack 3 and then allow an ally to play a card. Excellent. It's a little restrictive in the sense that you have to have an ally who already has Strengthen, but if they have Strengthen and you're allowing them to do some kind of like attack ability, you're giving them +1 attack, assuming you're using the Take Command build. They're Strengthened, so it's going to be a pretty sweet attack anyway. And it's just a really powerful ability. On the bottom, attack 2, pierce 2, infuse ice. Again, I really like bottom infusions, especially when they're on movements, but doing an attack 2, pierce 2, like we have some pierce with Satha. Getting a little bit more pierce is never a bad thing. So I will be taking Strike Now just because I have been kind of leaning into these attacks that have been trying to get strengthened on our allies anyway. So I've been a little bit preparing for Strike Now. But Northern Valor would also be a great choice here. So I wouldn't fault you for going either of these cards. For perks, it looks like I have 2 perks that I can pick, or at least 2 perks. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting perks here, but I'm going to continue let's focus on getting these removing negative cards. So we're going to replace 1 minus card with 1 plus 0 card twice. And so now with Satha, the only negative modifier card we have in our deck is the Null. So that's awesome for just being able to predict the minimum amount of damage that I can do. I am going to buy an item here. I'm finally going to get her boots because I've been talking about it for a while and I just haven't done it yet. I'm going to buy some weathered boots here. Weathered boots. Just being able to give her a little bit of extra movement I think will be nice, especially potentially in this coming scenario. It could be especially useful. I don't think I'm going to donate with her because like I said, I'm not going to be doing a lot of attacking. I kind of want to save her gold. We'll take a look at our Gloomhaven map here to see where we have to go for this scenario. And we don't have to go very far because scenario 62 is actually in Gloomhaven itself. We have our alchemy lab here. We're going to be returning back with the ingredients that we got from the Dangerous Grove and seeing if we can find that cure. So no road event this time. Instead, we'll just jump over to our scenario.
You arrive at the university with the final ingredient necessary to stabilize your potion and cure the disease that's spreading. You find the Quattril researcher in her lab, laboring over flasks and beakers filled with bubbling liquids.
Ah, you found it!
She squeals. She grabs the passion ivy fruit out of your hands.
Oh, this one is very potent. Just what we need to regulate the reaction.
She glances at her chalkboard, double-checking her calculations, then squeezes the fruit over a beaker filled with steaming green liquid. As the juice drips into the concoction, it turns a deep shade of red. The Quattril looks puzzled. Her eyes dart between the reddening mixture and the chalkboard.
Oh, wait. That should have been a 4, not a 3. We should run.
She throws the fruit to you, then sprints out of the room. You just make it into the hallway when an explosion rips through the room behind you, rocking the building. Over the shriek of the alarms, you can hear the Quattril call out.
The rest of your ingredients are in the storage rooms. If you get them, we could still craft your potion. I'll meet you outside.
Stumbling down the hallway through the thickening smoke, you see a Valrath with a surgeon's bone saw running past you.
They're free! The explosion knocked the cage doors open. They're free!
She yells over her shoulder. As if this day couldn't get any worse.
As if this day couldn't get any worse. Our scenario goal is the scenario is complete when 4 gold treasure tiles have been looted and all characters are occupying tile 1B or 6B or have exhausted while occupying those tiles. At the end of that round, read 125.2. I am not going to torture you by reading all of the special rules out loud here. Instead, what I'll do is cut over to this view and start talking about the rules. First thing is that these 2 outdoor tiles are going to be our quote-unquote safe tiles. Unless we are on those tiles, then at the start of every round, we are going to potentially be taking damage, and then regardless, we're going to be incrementing some counter. Basically, it's supposed to be represented by damage tokens on your character mat. I'm going to represent them with these little counter dice. But at the start of every round, you're going to be taking damage equal to half the number on this die rounded up, and then you're going to be incrementing that die by 1 value. So the longer you spend on these non-outdoor tiles, the more damage you're going to be taking each round, but when you get onto these outdoor tiles, then you can reset that counter. So that whole form of taking damage acts as basically some type of counter or timer in this scenario. But the other timer that we have is that we cannot go beyond the 12th round. We do, however, have these water tiles on this outdoor hex over here, or at the tile. Characters can pick up those water tiles. Basically, there'll be 1 every round, I think. And when you pick it up, you can put it on your character mat. We'll just put it off to the side over here. And then at some point during the scenario, you can either choose to use that water tile to move the round tracker backwards 3 rounds, or remove some of the counters, the damage counters from your character mat. So the water is a way to basically mitigate these timers that we have in our scenario. We have these rubble tiles over here, which are actually objectives that we have to destroy if we want to be able to get into that room. And then I think that's kind of it. There's some other rules for if you have fewer than 4 characters in the scenario, you basically get these robotic helpers, but I'm going to simplify the scenario by playing with 4 characters, which is a weird thing to say. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We have to find the 4 treasure tiles, we have to loot them, and then we have to get to these outdoor tiles in order to be safe. We can exhaust, but we have to exhaust on those outdoor tiles. With that covered, let's now look at our battle goals. For Clarissa, we have Prepper perform no attack abilities in the first 3 rounds. Honestly, that could not be a terrible thing for this. Then we have Gambler, kill an enemy with an attack that has disadvantage. Okay. Wallflower, end each of your turns adjacent to a wall, obstacle, or objective. I don't really care that much about completing her battle goal. Let's just take Prepper. Why not? Okay. For Raphael, we have Straggler, never short rest. We have Weakling, become exhausted before any other character. And we have Ritualist, kill an enemy while 3 or more elements are strong or waning. I don't want to do the last one. I'm going to take Weakling because I think we're going to be having a lot of enemies that we could just have kill us at the end of the scenario, towards the end of the scenario. Oops. Select that. Then we'll go with Dwayne. Choose battle goal. Miser. Never exit a room with the loot tokens in it. That could be easy. Slayer. Kill 2 or more enemies in the same round. Pincushion. Be targeted by attacks from 3 or more enemies in the same round. That one could be easy. I'm going to go with Miser, because there's a chance that this is kind of free if I'm not really killing enemies. And then we'll pick with Satha. We have Executioner, kill an undamaged enemy with a single attack action. Ravager, perform 2 actions with lost icons in the same turn. Egoist, collect more loot tokens than any other character. I'm going to take Ravager. That seems very easy to do in this scenario. Let's check out our Mercenary loadouts. I zoomed my camera out a bit more here and got rid of the webcam because I think we're going to have people all over the map pretty much the entire scenario. So I'm not really going to be going to the webcam view. I think we just need to stick with the top-down view. Also, since this is like a different scenario type than just killing all enemies, I'm going to talk a little bit about what I think my strategy is going to be going into this. If you notice, a lot of my cards that I had for each of the decks were all like movement based. I swapped in some cards that I typically am not using for different characters. But there's 4 treasure tiles, so I think it's pretty safe to assume that there's going to be a treasure tile in this room, one in this room, one in this room, one in this room. I'm just going to designate this whole part of the map to Clarissa. She has plenty of movement. She has multiple ways of going invisible from ability cards and her Cloak of Invisibility here. So I am not concerned with her maintaining invisibility and being able to go back here, get 2 treasure tiles, and then make it out to this tile. I'm going to assume that these are connected through a corridor, because otherwise that'd be pretty tough to come back all the way through here. This room I kind of want to leave to Raphael, but I think I might do a little bit of a combination of Raphael and Dwayne. I might have Dwayne open that door so that way, like Raphael only really has invisibility from his one top action with Hidden in the Shadows. So what I think I'm going to do with Raphael is go early with him and get the Mind's Weakness out just so he has that extra +1 attack to be able to use later. Maybe move to here so that he can get the damage counters off of him and give him a little bit more survivability and remove the whatever the like kind of scenario damage trackers are. But Dwayne can open that door, take the brunt of the damage from that initial wave of enemies, and then after that start to come back here, figure out like, okay, let's throw some boulders down to maybe mitigate some pathing. But he can also get some damage out on an enemy to increase the likelihood that Raphael can go early or late the following round, I'm not sure which, but try to get invisibility from that following attack. Meanwhile, Satha's going to come down here and start working on this rubble, and then that way, like, we'll probably end up having 3 of our characters escaping on this hex, 1 escaping on this hex. I'm a little concerned about, like, if I'm going super early with Clarissa and coming up here and she's maintaining invisibility, these enemies up here are going to start coming down, and depending on how many there are and how many, like there are spitting drakes and oozes and all that stuff in this scenario. The spitting drakes are the things that I'm concerned the most about because they can fly and they have a lot of movement and they have a lot of ranged attacks, so they're a threat. I might have to take a turn with Clarissa where I'm intentionally not invisible, which could risk a number of attacks, but it could prevent, like, delay the enemies from coming down here, but we'll see about that. But the main summary is that I want to try to end this very quickly. I may not even be using these water tiles because I am just going to be trying to rush to get to these treasure tiles and just get out as quickly as possible. We don't have to worry about killing enemies. I'm going to have a slight change in plan because I think I'm actually going to have Dwayne possibly go in here, and we may end up having him just go in and take the treasure tile depending on where it's at. But Raphael's going to start the round going early, just getting into this room. He has the lowest health, so we want to be able to get those damage tokens off of him sooner rather than later so he's not adding up damage early. Then he's just going to get the Mind's Weakness out. And we may have him start going after this trouble, but again, like, we'll figure out what we want to do between Dwayne and Raphael after we see what's in this room. Then with Clarissa, we are going to just move up towards this door. I'm not going to go in it yet. I want to be able to prepare for next round to be able to go into that room and land on the first treasure tile. So for now, we'll just get close to the door but not go in. Then Satha will go. We're going to get the bottom of Take Command out because that plus movement could be useful. And then we're going to use Outmaneuver and have Dwayne go at least into the doorway. And then depending on what the enemies are doing, maybe come back out of the doorway or go in further into the doorway. We'll see about that. And then we'll also determine, like, do we want actually Dwayne to go in and get that treasure tile rather than Raphael? Then lastly, Dwayne is, going to be potentially doing the bottom of Crater with a lost jump here to be able to get onto the treasure tile, and doing the top of Rock Slide and manipulating the enemy path. Otherwise, there's a chance we just don't even end up using Rock Slide or just like kind of use it to generate Earth for later. Let's get into it and let's start opening up some of these doors here. Draw. Raphael starts. We'll do the bottom of hostile takeover. Nope, that's not the card that I wanted. That's what I wanted. Bottom of perverse edge, so that I could go 1, 2, 3, and actually get into this tile so we can, because right now we are going to increment. Actually, everybody should be incrementing their little damage die counters here. Should do this next time with a pause. And then we're going to do the top of Mind's weakness. We'll get an experience and we will have that ready for future rounds, and that will end Raphael's turn. Clarissa's up next. We are going to forgo the top of gruesome advantage and we're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 here. That will end Clarissa's turn. For Satha, we will get the bottom of Take Command out and we will get an experience. And then we will do Outmaneuver, which is going to be Attack 3, which would forgo. Then we will enable Dwayne to do a move 3. Can actually be up to a move 4, but we're going to go 1, 2 onto this door tile. Let's see what's in there. So we don't have as many enemies as I was kind of expecting, but we do have some hard-hitting attacks coming up. The Hounds are going to be doing a big move and doing a big attack. The Spitting Drakes are not moving, at least. However, they are still doing attacking at range 4, so we need to make sure that Dwayne is at least out of range 4 of the Spitting Drakes. So I am going to have him move back here. I may still go in with him next round, or this round actually, and have him loot that treasure tile, because he can do that with the Weathered Boots. Also, forgive me because I did want to use the Warding Rod with Clarissa. That's part of why I had her going early before Dwayne and Satha, so that she could ward both herself and Dwayne, because we knew Dwayne was going to be opening that door. So apologies, but doing that now. And we will consume that. And then we'll infuse the ice for Satha, and that will end Satha's turn. Then the Hounds are up. Hound 4 will go first and move 1, 2, 3 there. Do an attack 4 on Dwayne. +1, that's going to be 5 with ward that rounds it down to 2. 2 damage to Dwayne. Then Hound 5 will go 1, 2, 3 there and do an attack 6. -1, that's 5. Nothing to prevent that, so we just take 5 damage. Then what do we got? Another move 5. 1, 2, 3. I think that's as far as he can go. Yep, that is as far as that Hound can go. That will end the Hound's turn. Spitting Drakes are up. Nobody's within range 4 of them, and in line of sight at least. So that ends their turn. Then Dwayne's up. I'll use the top of Rock Slide, and I think the only obstacle that I'm going to put here. Actually, I might as well place one here too, to muddle this enemy, and then also to slow down any enemies that might be coming from the room that Clarissa will be going in. There's going to be 1 damage and muddle to Hound 5. Then we will infuse Earth, and then we will use the bottom of Crater to do 1 damage to Hounds 4 and 5. And we're going to be using our boots to jump, or to get an extra movement here. Oh, I should have taken that teleport perk for Dwayne. Damn, that would have been so nice for this scenario. Alright, anyway. Hound 5 takes a damage, Hound 4 takes a damage. Then we are going to do jump 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Landing on this treasure tile. Give that to you. You'll gain 1 experience, and that will end Dwayne's turn. And that's going to end the round as well. Oh, I also forgot to buy a health potion with Dwayne. Shoot. Round 2, we're going to be going early with everybody. Clarissa's going to go first, use the bottom of Stick to the Shadows to go into that room, gain Invisible, and then use the top of Duelist Advance to try to focus on moving onto the treasure tile that's in there, that I assume is in there. It's possible there could be 2 in this room. Then with Raphael, I'm going to move just somewhere around here and start doing damage to this rubble tile. I don't want to break that rubble this round because I don't really want to open that room for enemies yet, but hopefully we can do some damage on it and then maybe break it next round. Then with Dwayne, I'm going to be going as early as I can with him so that he can use the bottom of Burrow to do a move 7 to get out to here and immobilizing these hounds along the way. Solidify, I'm just using as my early initiative card. We'll just do an attack maybe on one of the drakes, maybe on the hound 5, not sure. Lastly, with Satha, we're going to use Combined Might so we can get Ward on Dwayne just because he's already kind of low on health right now. And then we're going to do top of Bring Them Down to attack Hound 5 and probably strengthen Dwayne. And it'll let us reinfuse ice. So let's try that. Let's draw, see what we got. Our hounds are going, oh, both of them are going late. Ooh, Spitting Drakes we're going to stun. Okay, we should be okay without them. I'm glad they're not moving at least. All right, so Clarissa's going to start with the bottom of Stick to the Shadows, do a move 3. The first movement will be into this doorway. And let's see what we can see. We do indeed have a loot tile there, or a treasure chest. We have 3 hounds, a bear, and a Spitting Drake. The bear is not going to be moving too far. The hounds are going to be using the same cards as the other ones, doing a move 2. So that's not bad. And then that Spitting Drake is not going to be moving. So this will be good because we are still going to go invisible here. I'm going to have to stop my movement on this doorway so I am not adjacent to any enemies. And that's just going to give us invisibility for the round. There we go. Then we'll do the top of Duelist Advance and move 3. Let's go 1, 2, 3 there. Oh, actually, before I continue, I needed to do my stuff for the damage counters. Because Clarissa, Satha, and Dwayne would all take 1 damage. Oh, shoot. Well, that's just going to take away Clarissa's ward. Dwayne is going to take a damage. Satha would take a damage. And then Raphael's counters would just get reset to 0 because he is on an outdoor tile. Then the other 3 characters increase their counters. And now we can continue. Let's do this attack 4 from Clarissa on the Drake. Yeah, all right, this will be an attack 4 on the Drake. That's Bless. That's going to be 8 damage to the Drake. It is Drake number 4. Okay. And then we get to do a move 2. 1, 2, onto this treasure chest. Take that. I just realized I failed the battle goal with her, but oh well, it doesn't matter. She's retiring after this. That will end her turn. And next up is Raphael. Raphael will do a move 4. 1, 2, 3. Let's just might as well go here. 4. Then we'll do the top of Frozen Shiv to do an attack 4. I really hope this is not... Okay, there we go. That's good enough for me. 5 damage to... Which rubble was this? This is rubble 4. 5 damage. We reinfuse ice. And that will end Raphael's turn. Oh, sorry, that's an extra damage to the rubble because I forgot I have Mind's Weakness out. For Dwayne, we're going to do a move 7. We're going to go... Oh, actually, first do I want to attack... now let's attack this hound. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and then we're going to consume that earth so that we can gain 2 experience and immobilize those hounds. And I could have moved through all 3, so we'll say I did that. That is going to be 4, 5, and 7 are all immobilized. Then I'll just do an attack 3 on Hound 5. Plus 1, that's going to be 4 damage to Hound 5. And that will end Dwayne's turn. Then for Satha, we will start with the top of Bring Them Down. We're going to do an attack 2 on Hound 5. Plus 2, that's 4 damage to Hound 5. Then we'll strengthen Dwayne. We will infuse ice at the end of our turn, but then we are going to do the bottom of Combined Might. We have to move down here and consume the ice that is already there. I'm not going to bother doing this because we're going to reinfuse it. But we will gain an experience and put Ward on Dwayne. And I just realized that this ward is going to go away with another 1 damage from the start of round stuff, so oh well. Actually, in that case, let's have moved the full 3. We'll put Raphael here instead, and Raphael can get the ward instead of Dwayne because that'll be more valuable. That makes more sense to me. And that will end Satha's turn. The bear is going to do an attack, hit nothing, then move 1, 2, 3, and then attack again and end its turn. The hounds are up. They will do move 2, or well, all the elites are mobilized. So hound 3 will go 1, 2, 6 will go 1, 8 will go 1, 2. That will end hound's turn, and then the spitting drake. The spitting drakes can't hit anybody, so they end their turn. And that, my friends, is the round. I'm going to do a small retcon here and say that during Clarissa's turn last round, she used her element potion so that we could infuse dark here, so it should be waning this round. And then in general for round 3, we are going to go early with Clarissa. She's going to run up and hopefully destroy that rebel in 1 fell swoop with the top of backstab. And then we're going to go invisible. Then with Raphael, we're going to break down this rubble, and we're going to move into the room a little bit so that we can use that loot too. And hopefully, as long as we get to like here, we should be able to use the bottom of the bottom of what's it called on Satha's turn, bottom of Scurry for the loot too, so that we can loot that treasure tile that should be in this room. And then by doing that, we will have 3 of our 4 treasure tiles. So yeah, Satha's going to go use the top of Further Spirits to enable Raphael to loot, and the bottom of Raise to move, and then she can actually move Raphael out of that room afterwards too, but we'll have to deal with those enemies and figure that out. Then Dwayne is going to go and just do the top of Mud Eruption to get a little bit of experience, and then start to move to this outdoor room. But I'm thinking I should be able to end this scenario in like 3 rounds. And let's see what the enemies are doing. Everybody's going after our characters. The hounds are doing a big move and attack. Okay, so that'll maybe affect how we move with Dwayne. Then Cave Bear also doing a big move and attack. All right. And then the Spitting Drakes are doing a pretty decent sized move as well, doing an attack at range 3. I don't think they'll be able to, well, potentially they could attack Dwayne. All right, so there's definitely a little risk this round, but the characters are okay to exhaust as long as they exhaust on those outdoor tiles. But Clarissa's going to start, do the bottom of Dance of Daggers. This will give us a move 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to get advantage on all of our attacks. And we're going to do the top of Backstab, which is going to give us, we're going to consume that dark. It's going to give us 2 experience. And this will be an attack 9 at advantage. +2 or ×2. Amazing. So we do 18. We did not need to use that dark, but we used it anyway. We did 18 damage. Oh, that. Clarissa, you still don't want to just stay for a little bit longer. Yeah, we literally double the damage we need to do here. Okay, there we go. Had to make sure that she got her full credit for that. So it's 18 damage. And then we're going to have to open up this room and reveal what's inside in 3, 2, 1. Snakes! Oh no! All those snakes in there, those giant vipers, are actually elite. I just didn't have enough of those custom yellow standees, so I have to ask my friend to get some more. Yeah, it's slightly cut off. Sorry, I didn't want to mess up my camera setup too much, but yeah, there's 6 elites, giant vipers in here total, and then we have 1 loot tile, 1 treasure chest back in the northwest corner up there. And then a slight retcon of the damage that I did for Clarissa, this actually should have been an attack 7, so it should have been 14 total damage instead of attack 9. Because I forgot that rider actually specified that it was about being adjacent to your allies, and I just like, it's a +2, I'll just take it. I won't read the other text. So, didn't really matter, but could have mattered. But Clarissa is going to go invisible here, because why the heck not? Otherwise she's going to be screwed. And I also forgot to do the special scenario stuff at the beginning of the round, so let me do that now. She should have gained, Clarissa should have gained 1 damage, and then incrementer counter. Raphael does nothing. Satha she would get 1 damage and then incrementer counter, or sorry, bring it back down to 0. Oh, no, sorry, this, removing the damage tokens goes first, so Satha would not have taken any damage. Dwayne is going to take damage and increment to 3. Would help if I actually did the correct dice there. All right, now I think I'm good. Sorry, I'm resuming this game in the morning here, so I'm still waking up. That is going to end Clarissa's turn. The giant vipers are all going to take their turn now. They're going to shield and attack and do nothing exciting. Raphael, on the other hand, is going to do more exciting things and do the top of Hidden in the Shadows. So we're going to do an attack 5 at advantage here. Ooh, +1 and +1. Okay, so that's 6 damage total to rebel number 4. Okay, that will destroy that rebel, and we will get to reveal this room as well. Boom! Enemies revealed! We have a couple of elite oozes. Once again, I ran out of standees, so those are elite. They're not just regular. They're going to be doing some attack at range 3, so one of them will probably be able to hit Satha because Satha's going to go in the door. Actually, she may not have to, but she'll still be in range anyway, so yeah. Satha will be in a little bit of danger there, but she will be okay. Raphael does get invisible for killing that rubble. And then we are going to do just a move 1, 2, 3. We'll go there. And that will end Raphael's turn. For Satha's turn, I actually am not going to be able to move Raphael out of the room. That doesn't really matter, just something I realized. But she's going to consume that ice just to be able to get an experience. And then we're going to do a move 3, 1, 2. We'll go there. And then we will do the top of Spur Their Spirits to do heal 1 and ward. Okay. There we go. And then we are going to gain another experience so that we can allow Raphael to do the bottom of Scurry, which should be loot 2 that I'm going to do right now. Yep, so we're going to do bottom of Scurry, loot 2. So Raphael is going to gain 1 experience from that. And then loot this treasure chest. This goes to Raphael. Then that card gets lost, and we are done with Satha's turn. For Dwayne, we're going to use our power potion to get +1 attack during all of our attacks this round, or this turn. Yeah, sorry, not this round. But then we're going to do the top of Mud Eruption and do an attack 4 wound targeting 4 enemies within 4 hexes. We'll get 2 experience from doing this, and these are all going to be at advantage. So let's start with the Cave Bear first. Attack 4 wound on the Cave Bear. Ooh, okay, so it's +1, and then we can create an obstacle, right? Yes. Ooh, this works out quite nicely because we can push. Let's see, do we have to do this in the right order? I think so. I think I would have to maybe create this obstacle first, and then push him as part of the attack. And then I can do the ability for Mud Eruption. Oh, and actually, that was a rolling, so I get to do 1 more, because it's already at +2. Okay, great. So that would have been attack 6 total on that bear. Not that it really matters. I don't really know why I'm bothering to track this, but just for posterity. All right, then we will do an attack 4 wound on Hound 5. At advantage. Nice. So 8 wound. And that is way more damage than we needed. That hound is dead. Oh no! I might retcon here and say that we didn't attack that wolf because for the sake of not killing or not having to fail his battle goal. Yep, sorry about that. If I realized he only had 3 health, I forgot about that from yesterday. I would not have killed him. So we're just going to have done that attack on number 4 because then that hex is not really considered in either room. That will have been 8 damage and wound to this one. And I'm just not even going to attack Hound 5. I will go after Hound 7 though now. So it's going to be an attack 4 wound on 7. Okay, so it's going to be, let's see, that'll be +3 total. So it's going to be 7. And then, yeah, okay, so 7 takes 7 damage and is wounded. 7 damage. Wounded. 4 I could have pushed, could not create an obstacle in the doorway. 7 I can push. And not, or I could create an obstacle. Sure, why not? Throw another barrel there. And then we'll use our last attack on nobody, because nobody else is in range. Great. And we will infuse Earth and move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that will end Dwayne's turn. Actually, for Dwayne's turn, I will think ahead and use my stamina potion and get back Rock Slide. Those are not his cards. These are your cards. Rock Slide, where are you at? There you are. Okay. Hounds are up. Let's see, we're going to have number 4 go first. Elites are doing a move 5, attack 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 5 is up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do an attack 4 on Dwayne. +1, that's going to be 5 damage. Dang, Dwayne, taking a lot of damage. Okay. Then number 7 is up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then numbers 3, 6, and 8 are going to do a move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Then hounds are done. Cave bears up. Move 5, attack 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Cave bear's done. The spitting drakes will now do move 4, attack at range 3, but triangle pattern. It's really move 4, attack at range 4 in effect. So 1, 2, 3. You can't go any further. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, nobody's going to be in range to attack, so that'll be good. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. That's as far as you're going to go. Okay, I think I did that right. Spitting drakes are done. Then the oozes will go, and number 2 is going to be able to do an attack 4 poison. They are going to consume earth. It won't matter, but I did forget that was going to happen. What am I doing here? Okay, attack 4 poison on Satha from number 2. +1, that's going to be 5. We are going to shield. Oh wait, let's see. Yeah, the shield will come first, so this has to get used. I could bring down to 4 poison. Yeah, why not? Let's use our heater shield as well. So that brings it down to 3 poison, and then ward should bring it down to 1 in poison. Okay. 1 damage and poisoned. And then number 8 is not in range to attack anybody, so that ends the ooze's turn, and that will end our round. I don't know why I don't have take command out for Satha. I'm pretty sure that was like the first thing that I did in this scenario, so I'm going to put that out. I don't know why that's in my discard pile, probably just because I forgot. But I am going to short rest with Satha as well, because I want some early initiative cards back. 3, 2, 1, boop. Losing spare their spirits. Normally that would be brutal. But no, actually I do kind of want to keep that. So we'll lose a health. And reshuffle. 3, 2, 1. Boop. Bring them down. Okay, that's fine. For round 4, we're just going to be in a mode where we're kind of buying a little bit of time for Clarissa to go and get that treasure chest and then get out. So again, I think I can still do this in 2 rounds. So for this round, we're going to be going early with Satha. She's going to help move Raphael out of this room. Then I'm going to use the top of Spur Their Spirits for I don't know what yet. Just probably to get a character more experience. Probably allow Raphael to play a card that can give him experience. Actually, in that case, maybe I want to have short rested with him. Yeah, sure. Let's short rest. 3, 2, 1. Boop. Oh, you can't even see. I'm shuffling where the cards are hiding me. That's fine. I'll lose Perverse Edge. And that way I'll probably end up playing Frozen Shiv on his turn when Satha grants him that extra attack or extra card play. But then when it becomes Raphael's actual turn, he will have been moved out of the room. He'll probably move a little bit more into position with a basic move 2 from Hostile Takeover because I want him to start taking some of these attacks. Although maybe I won't even have to move. But I want him to also get out Gnawing Horde. Mainly for the experience, because I might just summon that thing and then dismiss it so it doesn't take up the attacks that I want to get on Raphael, because I want Raphael to get exhausted so he gets his battle goal. Then Dwayne is going to go. He's going to go as early as he can with the cards left in his hand. I could have short rested with him, but oh well. And we're going to move just a little over this way, throw some rocks into this room just to be able to get, block the path off a little bit for those oozes. And hey, maybe we'll just be setting ourselves up a little bit for next round for getting some experience with him. Then lastly, Clarissa's going to go late, so we maximize the use of her invisibility, and we do a move 5 with Sinister Opportunity to land on that treasure tile. I don't really care about doing the top of attack of Swift Bow, but then I will be using my Cloak of Phasing. You can't see me pointing at it, but Cloak of Phasing. And we're going to use that so that when our turn is over, we can, I think the order again is ambiguous, so we get to choose. So we get to do the end of turn looting on this treasure chest first, and then we get to warp back to the hex that we started at. All right. I don't mind over explaining some of these rounds because we're going to be ending this scenario pretty early. Satha's up. Do I want to do the top of Spur Their Spirits first? No, I think I actually want to do the bottom of Raise first. So do bottom of Raise. We will do a move 3. Do I care about moving? If anything, I'll just move a little bit out of the way of Raphael. But I think I still have to be in his line of sight. So we'll go there. And we will enable Raphael. We'll grant him a move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sure. Then we'll do the top of Spur Their Spirits. Satha will get a health, which clears off this poison, and then we also get ward back. And we're going to get an experience from allowing Raphael to do a card. And that card is going to be the bottom of Frozen Shiv. So we're going to get 2 experience with Raphael. We're going to infuse ice. Then we're going to do an attack 3, which hits nothing. Then move 2, which, oh, actually, I forgot. Take Command is going to make this way better. So it's attack 4, which actually is attack 5 after the Mind's Weakness. Then we'll move here, and then this is going to be attack 5 on that Hound. We need Raphael's thing here. -2, okay, that still kills it. You know what? I should have dismissed the Mind's Weakness first. Yeah, all right, I'm going to say I did that. This is more retconning than usual, but I don't feel as bad about it in this one because I'm kind of doing it just to get a little bit of extra experience on the edge cases here. I understand if you just have completely lost respect for me at this point. You know, I have too, so no worries. So that would have been what? Attack 4 -2, so it would be 2 damage. So now I only do 2 damage to Hound 5. And then that's going to cause Retaliate 3 to Raphael, which is going to get rounded down to 1 because of this dang ward. Did forget about the ward. Also, actually, let's have moved here. There we go. Okay, that ends Satha's turn. For Raphael's turn, we're going to summon the Gnawing Horde. We're going to gain 2 experience from doing that, and then I'm going to immediately dismiss it, so I don't have to get that. I do not have that summon thing out, so I don't feel like getting it out, and I just want the experience. So summon and dismiss, and then we're going to do the bottom of Hostile Takeover, get another 2 experience, and we will infuse Dark, and we're going to control Hound 5 here. So we'll put a character token on you. Okay. That will end Raphael's turn. He's no longer invisible. Next up are the hounds. Hound 4 will go first. Go here. Also, actually, what's the wording of Hostile Takeover? Okay. So I think for Hound 4's turn, Hound 5 is still its ally. It's only during Hound 5's turn that switches because of Hostile Takeover. So this is going to be an attack 6 on Raphael. -1, so it's going to be 5 damage to Raphael. Okay. Then Hound 5 is up. I'm going to have you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to go right there. And then you're going to do an attack 4 on that ooze. +1, that's going to be 5 to the ooze. How much are they shielding? Number 2, just 1, so 4 damage to the ooze. Okay. Then that'll clear that off. Number 7 is up. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the normals are moving 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 there. Hounds are done. Dwayne is up. Dwayne will do the bottom of Cataclysm first, and we'll go 1, 2, 3. Then we'll do the top of Rock Slide. Both of these are going to be infusing Earth. Top of Rock Slide, and we are going to create a couple of obstacles here. Probably just end up doing 2. Yeah, let's put them here and here. Hound 5 and Ooze 2 are going to suffer 1 damage and get muddled. I'm not going to worry about the muddle. I don't feel like it. Oh, Hound 5 dies anyway. So we'll swap you out with some money. That will end Dwayne's turn. Then Spitting Drakes are up. I don't think they're going to be in range to attack anybody. Correct, they cannot attack anybody, so they're done. Then the Giant Vipers are up. They're going to be doing move 4. Okay, who's up first? You're all elite, so we'll go 1. Are you doing jump? No jump, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 3 is up. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, I think 5 would have gone here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and then 9 would have gone here. Jeez, what a riveting and exciting turn that was. The Cave Bear is up. Attack 5, do nothing. Move 3. 1, 2, 3. And then do nothing. And then Clarissa goes last. Pop that over there. We're going to do the bottom movement of Sinister Opportunity, but first we're going to do the Cloak of Phasing so we get jump and we can teleport back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to land on that. We are going to do nothing for Swiftbow because I don't feel like doing the modifiers. I forgot to do damage and stuff for all of you people. So Clarissa would have taken 2 damage. And that would increment to 4. That would have been still 0. This would have gotten reset to 0. Okay. Bad job by me. But we're all caught up now, I think. So we did our end of turn looting. Then we also do our end of turn return to the designated hex. And then that will end Clarissa's turn. And the oozes actually go after Clarissa. So they're going to suffer 2 damage. Then we're going to suffer... Oh, no. We're going to do... this. So I'm in 9 and 3. Oh, you know what? On Clarissa's turn, let's have you use the stamina potion just to make sure that we don't lose the top of Dance of Daggers, because I'm going to use that next round. And then that's going to end our round. This goes away. I'm going to short rest with Clarissa still anyway, just so I can get a big movement back. 3, 2, 1. Boom. Smoke bomb, okay with losing that. Then I'm also going to short rest with Dwayne as well. 3, 2, 1. Boop. Cataclysm top. Do I care about losing that? No, that's fine. I'd accidentally put Mud Eruption in my discard instead of my lost pile. Round 5, which should hopefully be our last round, which is pretty wild that we're going to be ending a scenario in potentially 5 rounds. Clarissa is just going to get the heck out of that room and get outside so that we can be good. We'll have looted all 4 treasure tiles at that point, and we will have every character outside. So we'll be able to end the scenario at the end of that round. Yes. And we're going to use the Dance of Daggers top just to make sure that she doesn't die, although if she did, it would be fine. So yeah, we'll just see if it ends up being like a cool card. Feedback loop for Raphael will allow us to get 1 more experience, and then we're going to see if we can just have him get exhausted in that room so he completes his battle goal. Then Dwayne will be going, get some experience with top of Solidify and the bottom of Earth and Claw, just to get some attacks off. And then lastly, Satha is going to go and do the 2 loss actions so that we can complete her battle goal as well. Here, I'm going to draw, and I'm going to remember to do the scenario effects at the start. So Clarissa is going to take 2 damage. She has not been outside yet. And now she goes up to 5 damage counters. She's going to do the bottom of Sinister Opportunity. We're going to use the Winged Shoes so she gets Jump. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 outside. Might as well just stop our movement there. And then we will do the top of Dance of Daggers, and that will end Clarissa's turn. Next up, we have Raphael, who's going to do the top of Feedback Loop. We're going to get an experience from that. And we get to do an attack 2. Times 2, that's going to be 4 damage to Hound 4. Oh, dang, is that going to kill it? It is. Darn, I was hoping I'd be able to get dead from retaliate damage. I didn't realize how low that was on health. Then Hidden in the Shadows, I'm not going to do anything with, because if I get that loot token, then I'm no longer on that tile, so I will end Raphael's turn here. For Dwayne, we're going to consume that Earth element for the top of Solidify and do an attack 5, gain an experience. Oop. This will be an attack 5 on, let's say, Ooze 2. Plus 0, so that should be 4 damage to Ooze 2 after poison. Then we will do the bottom of Earth and Clod. Why not? On Ooze 2 as well. So this will be going to add plus 3 to the attack because of the obstacles. So it's going to be an attack 6. We're going to gain 2 experience. Attack 6 on Ooze 2, plus 0. It'll be 5 damage to Ooze 2, and that Ooze dies. Okay. Go. And that will end Dwayne's turn. Then we have all the giant vipers who are going to just swarm up and attack Clarissa. So number 1 will go first. 1, 2, you'll go there. And it's going to be an attack 2 poison on Clarissa. Null. Oh my gosh, you can get so much experience from this ability. So she's not going to do any damage to... Oh wait, no. Okay, no. She's going to get an experience from this. That attack. It's not going to matter, but it'll be fun to see how much experience we get from this. And she's going to do an attack 2 back on this Viper. Times 2, that's going to be 4 damage to Viper 1. Okay, now Viper 2 goes 1, 2, 3, 4. You go there. You're going to do an attack 2 poison. Although yeah, the poison doesn't matter. So attack 2 on Clarissa, boom, that gets negated. And then we're going to do an attack 2 back. +2 for, yeah, our attack 2s are a little bit more effective, guys. So better watch yourselves. Then number 3 will also go 1, 2, 3. You'll go there. Number 4 will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Attack 2 +0. Negate that. Clarissa's gotten 2 more experience. We're going to do an attack 2 back. +1, 3 damage to Viper 4. Then number 5, 1, 2, 3. Number 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh wait, yeah, okay. Then it's going to do an attack 2, negate that, gain experience, and then we do an attack 2 back, +0, 2 damage to number 9. That ends the Viper's turn. Drakes are up. Drake number 2, we're going to do move 4, attack 5 at range 3. So here, then here, 1, 2, 3. You can hit Raphael now. You attack 5, -2. That's 3 damage. That's just enough to exhaust Raphael and shoot. Wouldn't you know it? I'm just not going to lose a card for that. Raphael gets exhausted. We'll just put him sideways there to show that he got exhausted in this room. Then Drake 4 is up. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay, there we go. Then this will be an attack 5 on Clarissa. We ignore the muddle. It's going to be 4. We ignore that damage. We're going to gain another experience. And then we're going to do an attack 2 on... Yeah, I don't think the range doesn't matter. It's just attack 2. Bring back Clarissa's modifier deck. Attack 2 on this Drake. +1. 3 damage to that Drake. 5 is up. Moving 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, Drakes are done. Cave Bear is up. Cave Bear will go 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, you can actually reach Satha. Oh no. Attack 7 and wound on Satha. It's going to hit for 7. Our ward, oh, well, not just yet. We will be using our ward, but we're going to bring it down to 6 from hide armor. And then ward will bring it down to 3 damage. And we're wounded. And that will end the Cave Bear's turn. Then the hounds are up. Okay, this is going to be 1, 2, 3, not do anything. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Hounds are done. Satha's up. Let's have Satha use her healing potion, because why the heck not? Heal up 3. Then we will do the top of Implicable Advance. We're going to do an attack 2 stun on that bear. Attack 2, that's 2 damage to the bear, and it's stunned. Not going to bother with the stun because it's not going to matter. Then we are going to grant self and all allies within range 3 move 4, technically. So let's have you go there. Satha's going to get 2 experience from that. Then we will do the bottom of Blade of the North. Gain 2 experience for this. We are going to grant Dwayne an attack 7 on the Cave Bear. Why not? Dwayne's modifier deck, attack 7, it's going to be +2, so that's attack 9. Does that kill the Cave Bear? Not quite. Alright. And then the oozes go. We're not going to bother with them, and that will end our round. And we will end the scenario here. We get to read section 125.2.
You race out of the building, dodging a rain of burning debris. You barely make it through the door and clear the structure before the whole thing collapses into a flaming mountain of rubble. Coughing violently, you scan the crowd and find the Quattro being scolded by the surgeon you saw running through the smoke.
This is the third time you've done this. Now I'll have to start my work all over again.
She storms off. The Quattrel turns toward you, muttering.
The second time wasn't technically my fault.
She clears her throat.
It's going to take them a while to, clean this up. And it's probably best if I took a few days of leave. But good news, I know what went wrong. And since you saved the rest of the ingredients, it should be trivial to finish this up in my home lab.
Despite your misgivings about trying this again in a residential district, the researcher is right. Even without her lab, she is able to quickly distill the potion without any more explosions. Your arduous and harried journey is over. You head home with the cure, pleased you'll be able to stop this disease before it spreads any further.
Hey, all right. Clarissa is able to cure her crazy disease that she had. Rewards: gain 1 prosperity. Then the character with the Finding the Cure personal quest retires during the next city phase. Add personal quest 15 to the personal quest deck, and then open the Saul envelope. Now let's go over into Secretariat. We will mark scenario 62 as successful. And everybody except Clarissa completed their battle goals here. So Dwayne got his, Raphael got his, Satha got hers. Oh, nice. And Raphael leveled up. So that will probably mean I'll do the solo scenario for him in the next episode. Let's look at some scenario statistics. Clarissa, I did do the math wrong a little bit on that one. That should have been an attack 14, not 18. Oh my goodness. Dwayne still did 41 points of damage. Jeez. Cool. All right. Well, the scenario statistics aren't really that important for this one because we weren't really spending a lot of time attacking. We do get to increase or, progress Dwayne's personal quest a bit there. Still 3 more to go. I probably could have done his other mastery in this scenario, but I don't know. Honestly, after I care about getting 1 mastery done and then I just don't really care about the other one. It's because sometimes completing those masteries is a bit, kind of have to force things. But for Clarissa, let's mark her as retired. Do I want to do this next? Well, yeah, technically the next city phase would happen in the next episode. So we will save that for the next episode. She will officially retire then, and we're going to be unlocking a new class. We're going to be unlocking the Saul class. Though, honestly, it might be a couple of episodes before I'm actually using that Saul class. Actually, maybe just 1, because Satha still has a little bit to go before she levels up to level 5. But next episode, we'll probably be doing Raphael's solo scenario. And yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all I got. We'll do a little bit of a debrief, although there's not really that much to talk about in this scenario. Yeah, I mean, this is the first... Well, this is not the first example. This is the second example of a scenario where like the main goal wasn't just to defeat all enemies. I think it's only the second one we've done in this playthrough. But it's the first one that I've done where I actually paid attention to the fact that I didn't have to kill all enemies because, what was it, scenario 5, I think in my time, it's actually the episode that just came out recently, was the last one that we did where Dwayne and Raphael had to like go through that crypt and didn't have to worry about killing all the enemies. Oh yeah, it was the one with hail. But I probably over-indexed on trying to kill the enemies in that one. So that one did not go as well as this one did. Yeah, even at +2 difficulty on this one, solo +2, although I think in this case, the solo didn't really actually add any difficulty to it. Yeah, this one was good just because we knew what we were getting into. I knew to prioritize movement with it, and we had great characters for being able to do this because when we needed movement, like Clarissa just is outstanding with movement. She has multiple ways of going invisible. So it was really easy to just be like, yeah, I'm just going to give you most of the, you just go up there by yourself into those couple of rooms up there, get those treasure tiles. Like I will leave you to that. So I didn't really even have to think that much about it. It was like a little bit of planning with the invisibility. And I was thinking if I should have, there was a couple of times where I was debating if I should have short rested or used my stamina potion earlier to get the bottom of Stick to the Shadows out. to get some extra uses of that invisibility from that. But ultimately, I mean, we only needed 5 rounds to do this. And so with just using this once and then using our perk invisibility, we were able to be invisible for 3 of those 5 rounds. And then the 4th one, we were able to be completely invulnerable from the top of Dance of Daggers. So this, oh man, that can just be such a fun loss to have. You do have to, I think, maybe be a little bit careful too of like, especially if you are, I mean, if you're going for a ranged build, you almost certainly want to be taking Dance of Daggers anyway, just because of like, both of these things are good. Being able to get advantage on all attacks is going to be nice because you're going to be doing more multi-target things. But like with a 9-card class, it's like you want to make sure you're not over-indexing on, oh, I'm going to take these cards because they'll be good losses to have at the end of the scenario. Because 9 cards, you just have to make sure that all of your cards are useful. But all of her cards so far have been great. It's just, to me, some feel slightly better than others. Like I said, I think if I was continuing down the melee build, I probably would not have taken this for Clarissa. I probably would have taken the other level 6 choice, just because I'm more going for that single target damage. But Dance of Dagger is still amazing. It is going to be a shame to lose Clarissa just because I really like the amount of damage that she can put out. It's just absolutely insane to be like, okay, like I need to focus on 1 or 2 enemies. We will melt them down with her. Meanwhile, I mean, Raphael can kind of do something similar, not to the same degree. Raphael has it to a lesser degree, but has a little bit more versatility, I think, because he has more creative ways of dealing with like high shield, high retaliate enemies. Anyway, I'm not even talking about this scenario anymore at this point. But yeah, other than Clarissa, like Raphael obviously had ways to go invisible. Dwayne, you know, if you're willing to spend those losses, like he does actually have a lot of really good movement. I mean, especially as we've gotten up in level. You know, I don't think we actually used Cataclysm for its maximum movement here, but you know, Dwayne can have a lot of movement if you really need him to. Like if you're just going through a normal scenario and you're not trying to burn too many losses for the movement, he's not that fast. But I mean, like move 7 jump, move 4 jump, move 6 if you're at level 6. But I mean, these couple cards are just level 1, level X. Move 4 for Mud Eruption. So I do think it was the right move to change it to be him to go in to get this other, what's it called? Other treasure tile. Yeah, I think we just had an amazing party composition for this scenario, like, and amazing items too, because we do have the winged shoes, we have the gust striders, where, I mean, I could also just have winged shoes for Raphael as well if I did not have gust striders, but having like gust striders, winged shoes, the cloak of phasing, those are all excellent things for this. Even just having the weathered boots for the +1 movement for Dwayne's jumps was great. So if you're doing this scenario, go in with a lot of movement. You should be relatively okay. And then just make sure that the one thing, I don't know if I talked about this at the beginning of the scenario, but when I was thinking about with Raphael, because he's lower health, I did have to think about like how much damage would he be, how many rounds would he be able to sustain if he was going for this before he had to like come out into the open air for fresh air. Because if I think the max he could stay in is 6 rounds without having a water tile. But really the max would be 5 rounds, because on the 6th round you'd lose 3 health, which would bring you down to -9 health. At level 4, he only has 9 health. So with the lower health characters, you need to be a little bit cautious about how you're managing health. But yeah, I don't know, I did not have to worry about using these water tiles at all. And I think that's probably for the best, because if you're trying to use those water tiles, especially if you're trying to go beyond 12 rounds, like, oh man, that's gonna be really hard. Like if you go into this scenario with the mindset of kill all enemies, damn, that's gonna be significantly harder. All right, well, I'm gonna end the video there. I mean, this is a shorter video relative to my videos, But that doesn't mean I need to just drag it out for the sake of dragging it out, as I tend to just like to ramble at the end here. But thank you for watching. I appreciate your time. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Take care. Goodbye. I love you.